Hi guys, today's lecture is about xerostomia. Xerostomia means reduced salivary flow leading to the dryness of the mouth. It is actually two types. One is subjective xerostomia, another is objective xerostomia. The subjective xerostomia means there is perceived reduction in salivary flow, but actually there is no decrease in salivary flow rate or salivary total amount of the saliva. This subjective xerostomia is common in postmenopausal women where is no actual reduction of salivary flow. Also it is common in pregnancy. Same objective xerostomia is there is genuine reduction in salivary flow. Most common cause of xerostomia overall is drugs, and objective xerostomia also commonly caused by the drug, most commonly antihistaminic or antidepressant drugs. This xerostomia overall is more common in female than the males, and most of the elderly are affected. About 1:5 are commonly affected. Most of the drugs possess anticholinergic or sympathomimetic drugs and tricyclic antidepressant, phenothiazines, neuroleptics are most troublesome. The anticholinergics are atropine analogs, monoamine oxidases, ganglion blockers, and clonidine are common offenders. Antihistaminics and antiemetics also leading to anticholinergic effect and leading to ultimately dry mouth. Second common drugs are sympathomimetics like bronchodilators like isoprenaline, amphetamines, ephedrine, and phenylpropylamine. These are the another sympathomimetic drugs which leading to dry mouth. Another causes like depression and anxiety decrease centrally the salivary flow, or they can inhibit the central like superior or inferior salivary nucleus in the midbrain. Fourth common cause is post chemotherapy or radiation induced like in head and neck cancers. Fifth may be dehydration and diarrhea, polyuria, chronic vomiting, and diabetes mellitus are another causes of xerostomia. As you know, xerostomia is not a pathology, it is symptoms and suggestive or many pathologies. So it is not a disease, it is a symptom of disease. 1 out of 4 patients affected worldwide. Dryness or soreness of oral tissue is clinical feature. Loss of protective function. Oral cavity will be more prone to infections like candidiasis. There is difficulty in speaking, mastication, swallowing problem are affected. Most common causes are drugs and medications. This is commonly asked MCQ in many NEET and other exams. Second most common is radiation therapy, or or you can say third common way is systemic disease like diabetes mellitus, Sjogren syndrome, or dehydration. We will talk about Sjogren syndrome little bit in this video in later part. There is also alcohol, tobacco chewing are another causes. Complication of xerostomia may be fungal infection like candidiasis, ascending sialoadenitis, dental caries, and halitosis. Diagnosis mainly related to history and examination, that is most important. Another diagnosis you can have salivary flow rate, that is sialometry. If it is unstimulated less than 0.1 ml per minute, you can do eye test, or you can have salivary gland biopsy like in Sjogren syndrome. Management is according to the disease and cause to be treated. No single protocol followed according to cause the xerostomia is treated. You can give chewing gums with sorbitol. You should not use sugar or sucrose containing chewing gums. Cholinergic like pilocarpine drops you can advise. Artificial saliva, you can give artificial saliva, but nowadays sometimes artificial saliva may lead to oral cancer also. So we are avoiding the artificial saliva. Dry food should be avoided. Hot environment should be avoided. Alcohol, caffeine and smoking should be avoided. So treatment, there is right now no particular treatment of xerostomia. You can have symptomatic treatment only, and you can treat the underlying pathology also. I will little bit talk about Sjogren syndrome. It is autoimmune inflammatory and destructive disease of exocrine organ, primarily parotid, lacrimal, etc. Major symptom: dry eye, dry mouth with parotid enlargement. Female most commonly affected. Sjogren syndrome is two types. Primary Sjogren syndrome, that is confined to exocrine glands only. Secondary Sjogren syndrome is associated with other autoimmune disease like rheumatoid arthritis and SLE. How will you diagnose the Sjogren syndrome? There is 2 out of 3 criteria should be fixed, like ocular staining score, like dry eye, and you can do with smear test. You can do biopsy of salivary gland. Single most accurate test, you have to do lip biopsy. Mainly lip biopsy of minor salivary gland, you can have the diagnosis of Sjogren syndrome. Positive ANA test, like especially anti-Rho and anti-La antibody, should be found out. For this treatment, you can give anti-cytotoxic and steroid is the main treatment of choice in Sjogren syndrome. So you have to treat according to the pathology the xerostomia. So this is all about xerostomia. Thank you so much.